In this video, we're going to look at the input bar as well as commands in GeoGebra. So in previous videos, we built a construction using the toolbar at the top, using click and point tools. Now, this click and point tools, they're very nice for a lot of things, but it can be tedious and it doesn't really quite leverage the full power of GeoGebra. On the other hand, an input bar allows us to type commands, and this gives us access to more of GeoGebra's raw power. And after a while, you might find that entering commands is a lot more friendly than using the click and point interface. So from a default view, the bottom of the algebra view should have something that says input, and when you click there, it allows you to start typing things in. And this allows you to enter commands into GeoGebra. And the basic form of a command is something like give an object a name, and then a command to define that object. And these commands will feel a little more intuitive once we get working with this. So first, let's actually just show a couple very simple commands for creating things. So what we'll do is create 2 points and then a segment between those 2 points. So we'll do A equals and then parentheses 1, 3. So this is going to create an object named A, and it's going to be a point located at 1, 3. And if I hit enter, it's going to go ahead and define that point. Now I'm going to do this again for a point B. We'll do B equals, and we'll just do 4, 1. And now we've got a point at 4, 1. Next, we'll create a segment between A and B. And we'll name the segment, we'll just call it seg, S-E-G. And there's a command called segment. And as I start typing segment, notice that I've got some help here. And it tells me we can create a segment given 2 points, which is what I'll do. So this is a function that takes as an input 2 points. So we'll do parentheses, function parentheses, A, comma, B. And before I even hit enter, it's going to give me a preview in the graphics view. So if I hit enter on my keyboard, it'll define that segment. And now we've got a segment titled seg between A and B. Okay, so this is really cool. The commands will come more naturally, and I'm going to cover a lot of these in subsequent videos. One of the things that I do, though, is if you go to the main menu, go to View, and then click Input Bar, or you check that, what it's going to do is take that input bar away from your algebra view and put it down at the bottom of your screen. Now you can start typing things in here just the way we did before. But I like having this input bar down at the bottom. It gives you a little more space to see what you're doing, and GeoGebra won't format as much as what you do. So this is really nice. Now, as you're learning about commands, or even later on once you're an expert at them, sometimes you forget their names. And if you click on this little question mark down at the bottom right, it'll pull open a menu that has just a ton, well, really it should have all of their main functions listed here. So like right here, we've got mathematical functions, and it shows you all of the mathematical functions you can use, like we eyeball sine of x, cosine of x, tangent of x. But then from this other side of the menu, you can click on these drop downs. If you click on one of these options, it'll tell you, okay, we've got a cylinder function. Okay, the inputs to the cylinder function are circle and height, or we could use 2 points and a radius. And so you can go in and actually explore all of the different functions that are available to you. And this can be really, really helpful. There's also an online help link that'll take you to a web page on GeoGebra, which can also be helpful. Now, one last thing I want to cover before ending this video is I said that generally our commands look something like name equals a command to define an object. The naming is relatively flexible. So long as there's no spaces in the name, we should be good to go. So I named things A, B, we did seg, S-E-G, so it doesn't have to be just one letter. But you can also do subscripts. So if I do A underscore 2, and then we'll just create a point somewhere in there. What that's going to do is create a point, and it's going to be named A sub 2. You can also do A underscore and then curly braces 2, 3 to do multiple indices, like having multiple indices. So we could do A 2, 3 is equal to, we'll just do 4, 4. And now notice that this point is indexed 2 and 3. So this is really nice. Now one last thing before ending this video, I think I already said that, but this really is the last thing. From the algebra view, there's a little menu button at the top right, and if you click on that, this leftmost option, we hover over it and it says sort by. This allows us to sort the algebra view. So by default, it orders the algebra view by the order in which you constructed things, but you also have the option to order by object type. And this is actually my preference, and if I click on this, it's going to put all of the points in one section, and then all of the other objects into their own like assorted sections. And this is nice so that you can see all of your points together, all of your segments together, and so on.